Like, have all this.
Is that a yes? I'm looking for a yes or no. It's a yes?
He was hiding in the bathtub. I told you guys he was here.
Okay. It's a yes?
He was hiding in the bathtub. I told you guys he was here.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Let's have a Sunday fun day together, while Sarah Boone adds sugar to her Pruno. Hoping for a sweet taste of Woodbridge wine, I'm sure she's writing a letter as we speak. Let's get our ducks in a row and review some highlights that will all but guarantee Sarah Boone will stay under the jail.
I assume they're going to say she overtly zipped him up in the suitcase. I assume they're going to say he was asking to be let out of the suitcase and she refused. She failed in a duty to act. Later on, she went upstairs and fell asleep. So it's either an act or an omission, but they're claiming an act or a series of acts led to the death of Mr. Torres, which they have alleged was directly caused by Sarah Boone's actions or non-actions.
All the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talked to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there.
12:49.
And did she call you or you call her?
No, I called her. I'd called her at 11:25. I did that twice. I always call twice because generally she's asleep or whatever. And then I called her 2 more times at 12:21, and then I called her again at 12:49, and that's when she answered.
Okay.
Freaking out, saying that George was dead.
You called her about 5 or 6 times before she answered.
Yeah, which completely normal.
Normal to you. Okay.
I would not do that.
You wouldn't zip somebody in a suitcase?
Well, I didn't completely lock it. I mean, I opened it with one finger. I left enough in there for him to get out.
Okay.
And I wasn't planning on going upstairs and going to sleep.
Okay. No, it was just the way you said it.
You guys are scaring me.
Why?
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
But not intentional.
No, you told me you went upstairs because
What?
you were
Stop
getting
here.
ready for bed.
Stopped here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming.
I get called everything but a white woman, so
Okay.
we were playing, and then, I thought it was... My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to... He'll be up here any minute.
But didn't you upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
wasn't
bed?
also to leave him in the suitcase.
So why didn't you take him out?
Because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But we
I
can't
didn't do it
breathe.
intentionally.
What's your plan?
Waiting for him to come upstairs.
And then when he did it?
I fell asleep.
You said you were up at.
Do you all not think... So you all think that it's oh, good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you guys are trying to assume? Or no, again, if you don't mind, please. So you all are assuming that it's oh, good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you all are assuming?
Well,
He's been
and
drinking
then watches
probably
that
went to
video.
sleep. That's what happened. Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you went upstairs. You consciously had to walk upstairs.
So I happened to go to sleep. When I say go to sleep,
And what do you
it goes
normally do
off
when you
whatever
go to
you're
bed?
going to do.
What do you normally do when you go to bed?
What do you mean?
What is a bed for? Going to sleep.
Right.
So you go.
If I hadn't been drinking, you still think it would be the same thing? Where it's hop in, I'm going to go to sleep. Is that what you all are trying to do? To portray me
We're not trying
as?
to do anything.
And it's not fair. It is not fair. You guys are trying to, again, oh, he's in there. Night, night.
That's what happened.
No.
That's absolutely what happened.
Intentionally.
How's it not? You got up off the couch,
walked up a flight of stairs and got in your bed.
Thinking he was going to get out.
And he didn't, and you still didn't go down and check
And it's the
on him.
whole 30-minute thing that you guys are trying
I
to
don't
do,
care about 30
whatever.
minutes.
It's like, for all I know, it's 10 minutes.
He's begging for his life. He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. So my thing is, though, it's what I have a feeling is I went upstairs and just hit the bed kind of thing. But, again, I'm thinking he'll be up here in a minute. But then I go out. Great day. Fooling around and being stupid, and apparently me going upstairs and hitting the bed, not going to sleep, where it's like, I'm tired now, I'm going to go to sleep.
That's excluding, that's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got a bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted, and he has a bump on his eye.
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. But
Now
what
we're
you said
asking
is
you
like,
to
oh, I'm
explain
tired. Oh, I'm tired.
Well, that's what you told me.
That was intentional. There's no way getting around that. You intentionally did that. Nobody drug you up there. You didn't float up damn stairs.
Okay, well, it's not fair. It's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did.
I don't know what to tell you.
You told us that. You didn't go upstairs?
Again.
You say you're up for 30 minutes, and he doesn't come up. You don't go down and check on him?
I'm in the bed.
You even moved,
and off.
You admit to moving the suitcase, over, so.
You roll it.
You roll it over, it's not like.
I didn't want it to be like that. Don't.
You didn't want him to be upside down? How do you even get upside down?
Right. You guys are killing me right now.
I just want you to hear.
Shut the fuck up.
That's how he talks to me most of the time.
Perfect.
So I don't know if I ask you guys or how I find this out other than talking to his parents, which is not going to happen.
Yeah, probably a terrible idea.
How do you guys suggest me finding out about funeral?
Yeah.
That's not even something that's been probably talked about between the family. That's not something we ask. We have no way of...
I didn't know, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
So...
It'll be up to them to make the arrangements of what they want to do. Like she just told you this quick, just being told last night, I'll pretty much be willing to wager that they have not even considered what they're going to do.
His body can't even be released,
No.
so...
I've been there with parents, grandparents, aunt and uncles. So I don't know if I have the right to or not, but I was going to call his former employees whom he really cared for and let them know.
You can call whoever you want.
I just don't want to do something that I'm not supposed to. How do I go about getting his wedding ring, engagement ring?
It's at the medical examiner's office. It'll come to us eventually, and then
it'll be released to the next of kin.
Yeah. Okay.
I bought it for him.
Okay.
That is a civil issue. It was on his finger. It goes to them. They're the ones that are going to release it. We don't have any say in that.
So I won't get that back. So for all of this, how do I find out what's what and how many, what's been found?
What do you mean?
Pillow with stain, swabs of stain from pillow, suitcase.
That will all be sent off to
FDLE,
Florida Department of Law Enforcement. They do their testing.
So, and then whatever white can with blood and necktie with blood was from the suitcase.
Correct.
Why would you guys, you'll see it in there, the baseball bat, for Lucas, and the receipts. And this is just his phone, my phone, and then the laptop.
Yeah, when anything can be released, we will release it, but we are very early in this investigation, and it's not an overnight process, unfortunately.
So, what's next?
They're going to come and swab your fingers.
No, I'm talking about, in the long run.
Court pronounces sentence as follows. Ms. Boone, court sentences you to life in the Department of Corrections with credit time served that Madam Clerk will provide to you momentarily. There are also court costs and costs of prosecution, which Madam Clerk will give you the totals of.
I'm being accused of something that was not intentional. I'm being accused of it. And a handful of other things that I'm being accused of.
Okay.
So I don't want to be at home with Lucas and you guys show up.
Okay.
I understand that.
So
We're still investigating. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
And she said there was a suitcase and some clothes that had gotten out to donate, and they were trying to get that together. And was on the floor in the living room. And that, as she was coming down the stairs, she saw him kind of slipping into the suitcase as a hiding place. As she said, I saw him in the suitcase and I zipped him up and we were laughing. She said then he said he couldn't breathe, and I remembered feeling I couldn't breathe when he was choking me or sodomizing. And I was angry and I shook the suitcase. I lost control of the suitcase and it flipped. And she goes on and on about what happened. Defense counsel was there. He heard this testimony that there was no imminent danger presented at the time that she began getting angry, shaking the suitcase, hitting him with a bat, so on and so forth.
Did you walk upstairs?
I did, yes.
Why didn't you let him out before you walked upstairs? Were you afraid?
Terrified is more of the word.
As long as he was in the suitcase, he couldn't harm you.
Correct.
Thank you, ma'am, for having me.
So I guess the big question is, why did you decide when you saw or heard about this want ad to jump to her defense?
Well, I've been following the case. It's been pending for a long time, 4 years. And, I watch a lot of true crime on YouTube. And so I kept following it and seeing how lawyers were getting out of the case or withdrawing. So I was just curious to see it come to an end. And then the judge made a decision fairly recently, I think in June, that she had forfeited her right to court-appointed counsel. And so she was going to have to represent herself. And of course, that's a concern for many lawyers, knowing that it's very difficult to get a fair trial, especially in a more serious case like this. Representing yourself, it's foolish. So there was really a gap in the system. This is a rare event where you go through 8 lawyers and the judge finds that you don't qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. So because of that, I felt like somebody in the private sector should step up. She sent out the ad. I saw it on YouTube. I didn't respond immediately. I waited 3 or 4 weeks to see if one of the local Orlando criminal defense lawyers would pick up the case, and it didn't happen. So I got involved.
So that's you. You're number 9. You met with her for 4 hours. Did you get any inkling of why 8 others are in her rearview mirror?
Well, it's a difficult case. It's a complex case. It's not going to be an easy case to try. There is some strong evidence that the state would be presenting in the form of videotape and the audio tape, obviously. So there are some complex issues. It's not, Sarah is a unique person, as you may know, and, she may not get along with everybody. Maybe personalities clash or lock horns. She and I happen to get along really well. And I like her, she likes me, so I can't really speak to them. There are several reasons that people have conflicts. Sometimes you represent, as a lawyer, a state witness in the past. You obviously can't stay on the case. So there were several reasons that several of the lawyers didn't stay on for very long and got off the case.
I got just a couple seconds left, literally, but I just have to ask, did you reach out to prosecutors for a plea bargain? Did you talk with Sarah about a plea bargain? Did either of them refuse? And again, I've got about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, while I was on the way up to see her, before I'd even talked to her, I reached out to the prosecutor just to see, what their posture was on the case. So that happens with any case. You want to know where the state is.
Was it no?
Her nickname's Drunky the Bear. I mean, literally. We know they drank from sunup to sundown.
Would she ever, I know she confided in you a lot, would she ever admit that she was an alcoholic to you?
Yeah.
She would.
Yes. I wish I still have my text messages. She sent it to me on text immediately. I know we drink too much and blah, blah, blah. She told me that George one time had it enrolled in AA and was getting help. Now, whether that was any truth, I have no idea. A lot of stuff like that I just take with a grain of salt.
Right.
You know, I think she was more concerned about the image that was being put in my head for them, and I think she was just trying to paint a prettier picture.
Right.
Because I will say, it was like a week later, she was drunk.
Okay, what brought you over here today?
I was trying to get my ID and my social and my birth certificate.
What happened today?
What is going on?
She said that you hit her and you choked her.
What? No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, she's got a lump on her head. How did she get the lump on her head?
I don't know. She just take me in. I don't know. Officer, I don't know.
Did you push her, hit her, anything like that?
No, not at all.
Okay, how did she get the lump on her head?
I don't know.
Okay, so just spending time with her, and then all of a sudden she decided to run outside and call it out. Why would she do that? You don't know?
She's nice, dude. She's nice.
Okay, that's fine. But
I she can hear her.
But what you gotta understand, what you're telling me isn't really adding up. Because she gave me her side of the story.
What she said?
And she's saying that you hit her. That's all I need. It's because it's Ma'am, I'm doing my job, okay? You just sit there and be quiet. I'll be over to talk to you when I can. Every time you start yelling, you're interfering.
She's the one that she just snatched out of nowhere. She's mad because she took me out of the police. She took me out of the police. I can't cash my check. I can't cash my check without her. So please talk to her.
Okay, so you came over to talk to her about cashing your check?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you've been here for a couple hours. Okay, so what happened to make her run outside and call the police? Because I'm seeing cuts on you and I'm seeing bruises on her. But you're not telling me what happened. And you're the one sitting in the back of a cop car right now.
I don't even know what happened.
Did she hit you?
All the time.
Who hit who first?
She does all the time.
So she hit you first?
All the time.
But today. I'm talking about today. You don't know if she hit you today? Huh? Do you have an ID on you? Can you grab his ID for me?
No. I don't have it.
He said it's in the house.
No. I threw it in the bushes.
Where in the bushes? Because I need it.
Frank, love, whenever I call her, oh my gosh, the front door is open and I don't even know where my dogs are. Oh, yeah, find the desk. I don't have his ID.
You said you threw it in the bushes. Where in the bushes did you throw it? Could you please go look over there?
So what's happening?
It's in the back of the cop car. You said he hit you, he beat you, you have a bump. Okay?
I don't have it. You can look up the...
Where were you?
His brother and his ranting mother came over here, so it should be somewhere in here if they didn't find it. I don't have it.
No, I mean it because it makes getting his information a lot easier if I don't have to keep asking him questions and I can just get it out there.
I'm not making any more difficult than I could friend. I'm not. I've already looked through here.
Okay. Jorge, you get your stuff done over there, and I'll get her start on the list. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking here, you will be eating right now.
You told me I'm not going to get one. I love you. I don't know what it is that you're asking me for.
Okay, maybe he didn't get to it yet. So I'm looking to see it around. Oh, yeah.
You and George were no longer having a conversation, laughing about the suitcase. You just decided to go upstairs.
No, we were laughing about it.
Okay, so you continued to joke about it as you were going upstairs,
Yeah,
thinking he'll just get himself out, and then...
Yes, that's why I didn't close it all the way. That's why I didn't close it all the way. I'm like, he'll be up here in a minute now. But then, I guess I dozed off. And again, I'm thinking he's downstairs on the laptop this morning. Because he gets out of bed before I do, most of the time.
So you're allowed to speak in a narrative form, as well as I understand you have taken some notes or written a letter that you want to read from, and then you want to speak to the court after that.
Yes.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and get started?
This is actually an edited version of...
Hold on a second.
I had a lot to say. I've had a lot of time to think about things, and I didn't really know how to put it on paper, and I didn't know how much I could say or how little I should say. So what I have here is, like I said, an edited version. But I would like to read the more important parts that I feel that everyone should know that wasn't said in my actual trial. And on top of what I have on paper, I have, this is just the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg. So I wanted to read this, and then if I may, I would like to address everyone in my apology on top of my statement.
You may proceed, ma'am.
Kentu Sukuroi is a kind of Japanese ceramic style which means to repair with gold. In this tradition, when a ceramic piece breaks, an artisan will fuse the pieces back together again using liquid gold or gold dust lacquer. So rather than being covered up, the breaks become more obvious and a brilliant new piece of art emerges from the brokenness. It embraces flaws, weakness, and imperfections, and also teaches the essence of resilience. Every crack in a ceramic piece is a part of its history, and each piece becomes more beautiful because it has been broken. This is the wisdom of Kentu Sukuroi. In my wisdom, and with all of my repairs, then, now, and ongoing, God is, has been, and will always be my artisan. All of my gold is forgiveness. This has held me together, made me shine brighter, and overcome the damage caused by Jorge Torres, the Torres family, the justice system, Orange County Corrections Department, social media, scoundrel detectives, infamy, defamation, ongoing constitutional rights violations, second-degree murder, forced into being pro se. Just as gold is very precious, forgiveness is invaluable. Forgiveness is not an attempt to change or forget who, what, or how you've lived through to be so gold, but an act of grace, humility, and considerable self-compassion to be set free from sorrow. Withholding forgiveness denies your brilliance and adds even greater grief and deeper heartache, irreparable cracks on top of the already that no one deserves, no matter the pain or disappointment, untruths or injustice. It doesn't matter. As the more broken you are, even though now different than before, you've become more outstanding and more extraordinary.
Finally,
Know that.
I don't.
Know that.
You got up and you went up to bed.
Alcohol